Every piece of knitting has a story. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Towers, lifelong knitter, certified knitting teacher. Well, the word credible means that you are worthy of belief and placing confidence in. I am credible, unless I'm incredible. If I'm incredible, I'm extraordinary, right? Or does that mean that I'm not credible? You can figure that one out. Anyway, I'm going to tell you today the story of this cardigan and about the secret message that's written into it. I'm also going to explain to you how to knit in a secret message of your own in a project of your choosing. I'm going to introduce a designer to you whose garments are beautiful and really flattering, and I'm excited about her. And I'm going to announce the winner of our very first giveaway that we told you about last time. And I'm going to show you what we're going to give away this time. Oh, let's get right to that. These are the two skeins from our first and only giveaway, because this is only episode 2. In episode 1, we announced this giveaway. And congratulations to Janet Ames. I'm excited to send this to you, Janet, and get in touch with me and we will figure out the most expedient way to get this in your hands. I love giving away yarn. Isn't it fun? Anyway, stick around because you will get to see what our next giveaway yarn is, and I think it's kind of fun. I am blessed by a husband who wears just about everything that I knit for him. Do you have someone that you love to knit for? Maybe a child, a parent, a sibling, somebody that you are in love with. I think that it's so fun to knit for somebody if they are good about wearing what you last knit for them. It makes a difference. It motivates me. Well, there is in knitting folklore a myth called the curse of the boyfriend sweater, also the girlfriend sweater. But have you ever heard of it? The gist of it is that if you knit a sweater for somebody that you're in love with, that you're not yet married to, that a wedding will never take place because you'll break up before it ever comes to pass. I knit a sweater once for a boyfriend. You want to know how it turned out? Did he turn out to be the man that I knit this sweater for? Or did we break up? Stay tuned. I'll tell you later. I think that myth actually may be founded on some psychology. Don't you think? A little bit of pop psychology? Because if you're spending 6 weeks knitting an extraordinary gift for somebody, you're going to ponder if that person is worth it to you or not. And if they're worthy of your gift. And if you're the recipient, it may be a little disconcerting to realize, boy, they must be very serious about me if they knit this for me. Am I that serious about them? It could have the effect of scaring somebody off, I think. Anyway, be that as it may, let me know if you ever have experience with the curse of the boyfriend sweater. I would love to hear about it. This pattern, in the meantime, which I'm going to tell you about, is a Dala of Norway pattern called Fossekallen. The information will be in the show notes. I do love to do Nordic stranded knitting. It is timeless. It's like painting with 2 sticks and a ball of yarn. It's so fun. It's really gratifying. I did revise this design because I knit words into the sleeves. Do you see that? So the funny thing about that is you would think everybody would notice that. But when my husband Michael wears this sweater, nobody even notices that there's a secret message written in. However, he knows it's there and he knows what it says and he loves it. So about this Dala of Norway design, the Fossekallen design, I chose it because look at these anchors in here. See those anchors? Isn't that neat? My husband and I are both sailors, and sometimes he goes sailing by himself. We've sailed together really a lot, but once in a while he goes out alone. And because of that, I did revise the pattern, and instead of putting in the sleeve pattern that came with the design, I put in my own design. And those words are this. They're from an old song. Be very sure, your anchor holds and grips the solid rock, because I want him to come home safely to me whenever he goes out sailing. So how do you create a knitted message of your own? You start with graph paper. You can do this either on the computer or with paper and pencil. I just went as far as this goes. I mean, obviously the word anchor doesn't end with O, but graph out your words, and then you will knit those in using the stranded technique, just as you would this kind of a design, securing your floats in the back where necessary. So how can you make sure that your message comes out the way you want it to come out and does not come out upside down or backwards? After all, if this bit of the message were backwards, it would say, Rui, Iris, Irev, Ib. And that wouldn't mean much to anybody. And so the secret of it is simply to cut your graph paper in approximately the shape you want it in and hold it up to the part of the garment where you want the message to appear in the way you want it to appear. So for example, this I wanted to say, be very sure. So you would hold it this way. Be very sure, right? So if I'm starting, my hands are down here, darling. If I'm starting down here at the cuff and knitting upwards, then I know that when I get to here, what I'm actually doing is I am knitting the words right side up, but backwards. And so you just follow each line of your graph paper this way. But if I were knitting the sleeve from the top down, picking up the stitches around the opening for the armhole, then I would be knitting it. You see how I would be picking, then I would be knitting it upside down and this way. The letters would be in order, but they would be upside down. Okay, let's pretend I wanted to do it around the back or the chest. If you're knitting bottom up, you just knit it right side up, but starting backwards. If you're knitting top down, yoke sweaters are so popular right now. Raglan sweaters are so popular. If you were knitting from the top down and this was a yoke, you would insert your words this way, and again, you would be knitting them upside down. See how that works? So the whole secret, the secret that can make sure you don't have a weird backwards message or an upside down message, is to simply hold up your graph paper to the garment you're knitting, and that will show you exactly how to go about knitting it. I hope this is helpful for you. The designer that is being featured today is named Noma Ndlovu. She is from Johannesburg, South Africa. She is on Ravelry.com as Noma Ndlovu. She also has a Ravelry group called Bigger Than Life Hand Knits. On Instagram, she's at BiggerThanLife_knits. And on Etsy, she has her own shop called Bigger Than Life Knits. I love it that this beautiful woman from Johannesburg, South Africa, whom I will probably never get to meet in person, is part of the same knitting family as me. She writes a bit about herself, and I'm quoting from her. My name is Norma. I started knitting when I was 5. Growing up in a home with highly creative and artistic women didn't leave me with much of a choice except to get hooked on all things creative. Somehow, knitting stood the test of time, and for as long as I can remember, I was forced to design my own projects because I could not read patterns, or maybe I never really tried! Exclamation points. Well, she has certainly taken care of that problem. After many years of being a casual knitter, I decided to take it seriously and took some time to learn more about pattern writing, reading charts, and working on custom orders. I love designing pieces that are easy to work on and at the same time exciting and not tedious for the knitter. Her designs do look like fun to knit. The designs have to meet the following criteria: functionality, simplicity, and elegance. And I would like to add my own description. Beautiful fitting. They fit so nicely, just such a flattering fit, and that means a lot to most women. A few of Norma's designs that I especially like are the Graceful Leaves Pullover in a very wide range of sizes, the Fairy Leaves Wrap, Thenjie Shrug. Look at this combination of stitching and shape. It is so beautiful. Well done. And the Razzle Summer Poncho. Wouldn't that dress up a tank top? Just throw it on over the top and you've dressed up your jeans even. It's just such a good idea. And when seasons change. Norma, thank you for allowing me to feature you today. I feel honored to have gotten to do that. I simply love your designs. And when she gave us permission to feature her, she also told us that she's working on new designs for spring and summer that include mainly sweaters and tees. We really look forward to seeing your new designs. Hey, did you know that I host a weekly knitting group? Yeah, I do. A group of the best ladies, and we meet at the Marine Mills Folk School, marinemillsfolkschool.org. Have you ever wondered what a folk school is? I used to wonder that too. Watch this. I'm in the Marine Mills Folk School in beautiful Marine on St. Croix, Minnesota, with Nance McLesley, who is one of the board members of the Marine Mills Folk School. Nance, what is a folk school?
A folk school is they originated in the Scandinavian countries a long time ago, in the early 1800s, I believe, and they were considered school of life. So you would learn traditional arts and crafts and skills that could be passed down from generation to generation. And in America, they've really taken off in, the past 20, 30 years. There's quite a few popped up all over the country. In Minnesota, our inspiration was the North House Folk School in Grand Marais. And this folk school, Marine Mills, was the brainchild of my friend Robin Brooksbank, who really saw the folk school as such a perfect fit for us in this little beautiful town in the beautiful St. Croix River Valley. Because there's a lot of artisans in the area, and there's a lot of people who like to learn, and that we really draw people from all walks of life and all ages to learn hands-on stuff.
At the Marine Mills Folk School, A few of the classes that I'm especially interested in right now are the needle felted chickadee, Ukrainian eggs, maple syruping, this beautiful lace cowl, and I do have a few openings left in the class that I'm teaching, which is about fixing your knitting mistakes. And if you've never taken such a class as this, I would suggest that you do. It really sets you free in your knitting, because when you know that you can fix 90% of your mistakes without even having to rip out, it really makes you not afraid to experiment and try new things. And it saves you hours. Oh, I just love it. I love watching the light bulbs go on in my students' heads when they're taking this class. Please join us if you'd like to. Oh, look me up on Ravelry.com and on Instagram, where I'm also Goody Two Sticks. Back to that sweater I made for my boyfriend. What do you think happened? We broke up. I know. Well, I think it really turned out to be best for both of us, and it was kind of unavoidable in retrospect. Oh, I see. You're wondering who my little friendy is. Isn't he so cute? This little hoodie. It comes off. This is the pattern called Panda by Susan B. Anderson. It is a breeze to knit up, and it is so cute. Look, there are even little holes in the hoodie for the weensy little ears to stick through. Isn't it cute? I just love it. If you need a friend, maybe you should knit one for yourself. Ever felt like that? I could use a friend. Panda will always be your friend. There you go. Is this happy yarn or what? Each 100-gram skein of this worsted weight superwash merino wool is 220 yards. You get both skeins. I had a breakthrough when I was doing this speckle dye. It's the first time I've gotten so much definition in my speckles, and I was really happy with it. If you have ever tried dyeing yarn on your own, then you have complete respect for these indie yarn dyers. How do they do it? I, for the life of me, can't repeat a result. Nothing ever turns out the same as the last skein. It's a lot of work. It's artistry. It's chemistry. These indie dyers, they know so much. And I just respect them so much. In the meantime, I have a lot of fun dabbling on my own. But don't expect to ever see 2 other skeins exactly like this, because I probably won't be able to accomplish it. Anyway, to enter for these 2 skeins, if you have not yet subscribed, please do, because to enter you need to both subscribe and leave a comment. If you're already subscribed, you don't need to do that again, obviously. But that is how you can enter for this giveaway. Best wishes to everybody who enters. Thank you for watching me today. I have had a nice time with you. My heart health tip for the day is this. Keep an eye out in your little corner of the world. And if you see somebody who appears to be falling through the cracks, reach out to them today in friendship. It might mean more than you can imagine. Bye. Happy day.